Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal there are 3 must-see moments for the week of October 6, 2025. Fans can expect Bridget Forrester, Ashley Jones, to return. Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, faces John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlan. Plus, Dake Sharp, Harrison Cohn, keeps intel from Hope Logan, Annika Noel. One must-see moment includes Bridget coming back to the canvas. In a preview clip for next week, Katie Logan, Heather Tom, strolls into the main room at the Spencer mansion with Bridget. Katie tells everyone that the good doctor is there to run a paternity test on Luna's baby. Katie also adds that there isn't any way for Luna to whistle out of this home. While the paternity test will be administered this week, don't expect results until the following week. As more people find out that Luna is alive, she will have to explain herself. This includes Finn, who will be stunned to see his daughter/cousin alive. Of course, Luna will put on the waterworks and claim that she's just oh so misunderstood. However, Finn can't help Luna because that will mean the end of his marriage to Steffi. At the same time, Finn will scramble over the moral thing to do in this situation. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for the week of October 6 reveal that Dake will go to Forrester Creations. The young man will reconnect with Hope and ask for a huge favor. The aspiring fashion designer asks Hope to help him get his big break in the industry. However, Dake will keep an important piece of information from Hope. That is likely that his partner and roommate is none other than Electra Forrester's, Lania Grace, former stalker, Remy Price, Christian Weissman. So when the truth comes out, how will that affect Dake's career dreams? It might be that Dake could be forced into making an impossible choice. There is also Brooke and Taylor. After Taylor gets the latest update about Luna from Ridge, she will face a moral dilemma. Right now, Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline Mexins Wood, is still in Paris. So Brooke and Taylor agree to not tell Steffi about Luna until she's safely back behind bars. Could this be a grave mistake, though? The week of October 6 on The Bold and the Beautiful is shaping up to be one of the most explosive stretches the CBS soap has delivered in months. Between hidden paternity secrets, shocking reunions, and emotional confrontations that leave no heart unscarred, fans are in for a week of jaw-dropping television. From the Forrester Creations boardroom to the cliffside home in Malibu, every character's next move could change everything. Bridget's test brings a shocking revelation. Bridget Forrester's return to Los Angeles is already stirring waves of emotion. Fans have long awaited the moment Brooke's brilliant doctor-daughter would reappear. But no one expected her homecoming to be tangled up in a mystery that could alter several lives forever. After being summoned by her mother, Bridget returns to run a series of medical tests, but not on Brooke. The patient in question is Luna Nozawa, who's been suffering from dizzy spells, fainting, and bouts of nausea that she's desperately tried to hide. While Luna initially insists it's stress, Poppy's alarmed face says otherwise. Brooke, always the mother hen, pressures Luna to get checked out. Poppy reluctantly agrees when Bridget steps in, assuring them she'll be discreet. What happens next sets the stage for the week's biggest bombshell. As Bridget reviews Luna's blood work, something doesn't add up. The results show hormonal fluctuations consistent with early pregnancy, but there's more, an abnormality that triggers Bridget's professional curiosity. She quietly reruns the test, cross-checking with hospital databases, only to find a stunning discrepancy in Luna's medical records. By midweek, Bridget privately confronts Poppy, demanding to know if Luna's records were tampered with, specifically the DNA data that identified Bill Spencer as her biological father. Poppy tries to keep her composure, but Bridget's sharp instincts cut through her denials. If you alter that test, Bridget warns, you set off a chain reaction that could destroy this entire family. The tension escalates when Bill overhears a fragment of their conversation. His face drains of color as he catches the words, "not the father." Unable to resist, Bill confronts Poppy in front of Luna, demanding the truth. Luna's confusion turns to heartbreak as Poppy stammers, realizing the secret is seconds from exploding. Will Poppy admit she manipulated the test to protect her daughter from rejection, or will Bridget expose the truth herself? Either way, Bridget's test results will change everything, setting off a storm that will ripple across Los Angeles. Expect a Friday cliffhanger that leaves fans screaming at their screens. A DNA envelope, a trembling hand, and a shocked expression that promises next week will be even hotter. Meanwhile, in another part of town, Hope Logan finds herself caught between two men and two versions of herself. After months of emotional turmoil, she's beginning to rediscover her strength. But when Dake Sharp reappears in her life, that stability begins to crack. Deke, desperate to reconnect with his daughter and redeem himself after years of shady behavior, tells Hope he's found something big. What he doesn't tell her is that his newfound success comes from a con involving a fashion investor, and that the money keeping him afloat isn't clean. Hope, ever the optimist, wants to believe her father has changed. "You're doing so well, Dad," she tells him, tears in her eyes. "I've never been more proud." Dake smiles, but guilt gnaws at him. As the week progresses, Hope and Dake spend more time together, reigniting old wounds. Brooke is immediately suspicious and warns her daughter to be careful. Ridge echoes the concern, sensing Dake's motives may not be as pure as they seem. But Hope stands firm, determined to give her father another chance, even as signs of his deceit multiply. Then comes the second gut punch of the week. Deacon and Dake's worlds collide. Sheila Carter, now living in quiet seclusion after her supposed redemption arc, gets wind of Dake's activities. When she confronts him, sparks fly. She demands that Dake cut ties with the mysterious investor before everything blows up. But Dake, stubborn as ever, refuses to back down. "You don't get to lecture me about honesty," he snaps at Sheila. "You're the queen of lies." Unfortunately, their heated exchange is overheard by none other than Hope. The devastation on her face says it all. "You lied to me again, Dad," she whispers. The confrontation that follows is brutal. Hope's trust shatters as she realizes her father's so-called success was built on manipulation. "You promised you were done with schemes," she says, tears falling. "You promised me." For Dake, it's a rare moment of remorse. He reaches out, but Hope steps back, her eyes cold with disappointment. "I can't keep forgiving you," she says quietly. This emotionally charged sequence not only showcases Annika Noel's raw performance as Hope, but also repositions Dake as one of the week's central figures. A man teetering between redemption and ruin. By Friday, Dake's con collapses when the mysterious investor pulls out, leaving him exposed. Brooke, Ridge, and even Deacon confront him, leading to a dramatic showdown that ends with Hope walking away. A tear-streaked goodbye that may mark the final break between father and daughter. But just when it seems Dake's story is over, a twist hits. A cryptic phone call from Sheila hints that his deception wasn't entirely his doing. Could someone else be pulling the strings and using Dake as a pawn in a much bigger game? The third must-see moment of the week centers on Dr. Taylor Hayes, whose sudden reappearance sends emotional shockwaves through the Forrester and Logan families alike. Ridge and Brooke have been enjoying a rare period of peace, designing together, flirting over sketches, and even discussing a long-overdue vow renewal. But peace in B&B never lasts long, and Taylor's arrival threatens to blow it all apart. Taylor returns under the guise of professional duty. She's been consulting on a trauma case in Europe, but her timing is far from accidental. She's been informed of Steffi's fragile state, still haunted by fears over Fane's connection to Sheila, and growing more erratic by the day. When Taylor walks into the Cliff House, Steffi bursts into tears. The reunion is heartfelt but tense. "I didn't know who else to call," Steffi admits, her voice breaking. "I feel like I'm losing everything, my marriage, my sanity, myself." Taylor, ever the therapist, tries to guide her daughter through the turmoil. But what begins as comfort soon turns into confrontation. Taylor is stunned to learn about Finn's continuing compassion for Sheila and his recent argument with Liam. "You need to protect your family," Taylor warns, her eyes sharp. Not just from Sheila, but from anyone who threatens your peace. As the week progresses, Taylor's protective instincts expand beyond Steffi. When she visits Forrester Creations to check in on Ridge, she's greeted with a frosty reception from Brooke. What begins as polite small talk escalates quickly into one of B and B's most blistering confrontations in months. Brooke accuses Taylor of trying to wedge herself back into Ridge's life. "You've had your chance, Taylor. Several of them," Brooke snaps. "You don't get to waltz back in every time Ridge and I are happy." Taylor fires back with calm precision. "I'm not here for Ridge. I'm here for my family, the family you never stop interfering with." The tension reaches a fever pitch when Ridge himself walks in, unaware of the brewing storm. He's torn, grateful to see Taylor, but uncomfortable with the sparks of old feelings that still flicker between them. Brooke senses it immediately, her jealousy simmering beneath the surface. By Thursday, the emotional triangle reignites in full force. Ridge finds himself caught between two women who have defined his life for decades. Brooke, trying to hold on to their happiness, pushes for a commitment ceremony to reaffirm their bond. Taylor, quietly skeptical, tells Steffi she fears Ridge is once again being pulled into an emotional cycle that will only lead to heartbreak. Then, just as Brooke begins preparing for the ceremony, a secret from Taylor's past surfaces. One that could destroy her credibility and reignite old rivalries. Rumors begin swirling that Taylor may have withheld crucial information from a patient, and Ridge finds himself questioning her honesty. In a stunning Friday finale, Ridge confronts Taylor about the rumors. Her tearful confession, tied to a case involving a young mother and a dangerous secret, leaves Ridge shaken. "I did what I thought was right," Taylor pleads. "I was trying to protect her." Brooke, watching from the doorway, looks both vindicated and heartbroken. The week closes with Ridge torn once again, his loyalty to Brooke tested by his lingering affection for Taylor, and his trust in both women hanging by a thread. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our BOLD and PUTV Fuel UPDATE YouTube channel for more update news.